My name is Hannah Renzulli. Hannah Renzulli. Today is January 1st, 2021, baby. January 3rd, 2022. It is January 9th, 2023. I am 21. I'm 22. I am 23 years old. 678. I have 707 followers on Instagram. My most liked picture is still the same as last year, and it is the one me when I dyed my hair blonde. 192 still. My most viewed video is a thrift with me video. I think the title, let me see, the title is Thrifting for My Perfect Summer Wardrobe plus Tips and Tricks to Thrift Successfully. I just was randomly thrifting one day and I was like, let me just vlog this because I need content. People like to thrift, and it got 2.4K views. So a little shocked, but not complaining for a channel that only has 73 subscribers. My favorite video now, I'm just gonna do my personal channel, probably either my graduation vlog, just because that was like such a fun time and like a big moment, and I'm really glad that I documented it and have it to look back on. So it's either that or my Denver vlogs, because I did go to Denver in October of 2022 to visit Kenna. And first of all, like when we're together, it's just different energy. Like we are different people. It is just so good. Like we feed off each other and it's great. And also like I feel like I edited those vlogs really well, and I was just really happy with how they turned out, and it's just such a good memory that I have. So probably either my graduation vlog or my Denver vlogs for sure. You should put yourself out there more. To give myself advice for a year from now is so difficult for me to even like comprehend where I will be in a year, because things change so quickly. Everything that was a year ago is so different now, and it's so hard for me at this point in my life to envision where I'll be in a year. It just blows my mind, the concept of the future. I've like just been struggling trying to picture what that looks like for me. So as far as advice that I would give myself, I'm just gonna keep it broad and say just do you, and do it to the best of your ability, and try not to let other things, other people weigh you down or affect you doing you. Claudia Zalewski. Still, she has always and will always be the content creator that inspires me the most. She is so creative, so unique. Her style of editing, filming, and the whole process, like it is a journey. It feels like I'm watching a movie, and I just have so much respect for her creativeness and just like the way that she does things. It just hits different. I don't know how to explain it. I love her to death. But to give you a more current answer, because she hasn't been posting as much on YouTube because she's kind of taking a step back, I will say Anna Sitar on TikTok. I love her. She's the girl that's like, if it's not blah 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 blah, I don't want it. And she's like the Starbucks girl. Y'all know who I'm talking about. She is just like, she's the Claudia of TikTok for me. Like she's very original, very genuine, very innovative, and I feel like everybody can find something on her page to relate to, no matter who you are, because that's how good she is and how real and just great she is. So Anna Sitar, shout out to you. You're doing it right, girly. You really are. I haven't done anything because I'm still in school, so probably my grades, having and maintaining all A's at state. I knew that at least last year I said something about getting straight A's or like having straight A's or whatever, which I still am really proud of that, and I think that that's something to be recognized, because it is hard to get those grades in college. So I'm not undermining that by any means, but I kind of want to say nothing, which I know sounds kind of negative, but I don't have a career. I'm not at that point in my life yet, and this question kind of stresses me out because I've never known what I wanted to do. I don't have my life planned out. So like, yes, there have been things through my college career and through life that I have done that are accomplishments. I mean, I guess I could say graduate college, because I did do that, and as far as career wise, that's the biggest thing I've done. So besides saying nothing, to not be so negative, I guess I'll say graduating from NC State. Recently it's been every day because I am home for Christmas, so I'm staying at my dad's house, but normally multiple times a week, even if it's just a quick text. I talk to my dad every single day because I'm living in his house, and then my brother also lives in town, so I probably talk to him either text or a quick phone call maybe every other day, every couple days. It's rare that we go more than like 2 days without some kind of communication. And then my mom, honestly, same. Like we call or text every couple days. We're really close, and she doesn't live here, but we still communicate on a regular basis. So definitely multiple times a week. It's always been that way, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. I kind of want to say no. I mean, I do feel pressure like when I graduate to get a job and this and that, but it's kind of lessened the more that I've thought about it. I've also kind of been coming to terms with the fact that like it will work out, and I will be okay. I want to say overall no, because I am at that point, kind of what I was saying last year, where I am realizing that whatever happens happens and things will work out, because they always do. And I know that some people might consider that as like a cop-out answer, because it's like the everything happens for a reason, and it's like, well, that's just an easy way to justify things happening, which I don't fully believe that, but I do think that things do work out, whether in the moment it's great or not. I feel like at the end of the day, like, I will be okay, it will work out, and that's just part of life, and accepting the fact that like life is life and it's so hard to predict what's coming. So I have to remind myself that like no matter what decisions I make, what mistakes I might make, I will be okay. So I kind of want to say no to that question still. No. Yes. I do. Here we are, the question of the year. No, I don't, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. Being rude, I was gonna say being an asshole to Brandon. The last time I talked to him, Brandon is this guy that I used to date in high school, and I was mean to him the last time I talked to him, and then he passed away in a car accident, and I felt really bad. That's so sad. I would probably still say that. This question kind of bothers me because I don't know. I knew that I said that as my answer for the last 2 years, and it would be really easier for me to say that again, but I don't know that I like the idea of regrets. I know that sounds weird. On the same lines of everything happens for a reason and it'll all work out and everything will be okay, I feel like so many decisions that you make, you could say are a regret. Like, for example, I could say transferring schools for a boyfriend that didn't end up working out is a regret, but at the same time, there are so many experiences and opportunities and friendships that came from that decision that even though it might have been a mistake for the reason that I went for, because it didn't work out, it brought other good into my life. So I feel like it's really hard for me to pinpoint one thing and say that that was a regret, because there are still good that come out of mistakes or decisions that might not be ideal, or decisions that you might have done differently looking back. So as far as regrets, like, I don't know, I kind of struggle with that idea as I get older and as I like kind of come to terms with just life being life, if that makes any sense. Ever. Oh my goodness. That's a loaded question. Things can change like that. At the end of the day, yes, things matter, but we're all gonna die one day, and you should live life how you want to live it, because one day you won't be here, one day nobody who's here now will be here, and really, it won't really matter at the end of the day. This question is so freaking loaded and intense. Like, the biggest thing I've ever learned, girl, I don't even know. I simply do not know. I like feel like I have to give such a great answer, because that might just be me putting pressure on myself and overthinking like having an excellent answer, because there's no right or wrong answer. It's however I'm feeling. I'll just say to try to focus less on the things you can't control and try to focus more on how you react to those things and what you can control, because it's super easy to get caught up in other people's actions, other people's words, when the only thing you can control is yourself, how you react, your actions, your words. Being mindful of that and trying to stress less about the unknown and things you can't control. If you're so worried and like mentally exhausting yourself over all of the outside factors, it's just gonna bring you down and gonna take away from the present and the moment that you're living in. So I guess the biggest thing I've learned is just to put more focus on you, what you can control, and then taking life step by step, day by day, like that. Drake. Still, this is like my Fruitville station. Drake, always will be Drake. D-R-A-K-E, Drake. That's how you spell Canada. If you know, you know. I'm always listening to him. He's always my favorite. He's great. Drake, if you're watching, I love you. Hello, I'm waiting for my ring. I'm just kidding. He's never gonna see this, and that was a little dramatic, but like, I love Drake. He's always my favorite. But besides Drake, at the moment, I've been listening to a lot of SZA. She just came out with a new album. It is so freaking good. Like, I hardly skip any songs on this album because that's how good it is. She has such a beautiful voice. It just speaks to me. Just all of it is so good. If you haven't listened to her album, you should, but I've definitely been on the SZA wave, playing that album on repeat every single time I get in the car. Literally always changing. Who even knows? Because I don't. I feel the same exact way. I really don't know, and my style is something that I've always literally hated and never known what to do with. So I don't freaking know. I always give myself the excuse that like if I had unlimited money, if I had unlimited space, my style would be fire, but like that is such a lame excuse, and all it comes down to is me being lazy, because there are so many people that have amazing styles and all they do is thrift and shop secondhand. So like I could easily find a good way to really shop my style and truly like express myself through clothes if I really tried, but I'm just lazy. So I need to get better about that, definitely. So I guess for now I would say needs some work, because it really does. Why do I feel like it's low-key falling off? TikTok I feel like is taking over. People's attention spans are like, so nobody wants to watch a YouTube video that's more than 8 minutes long. I don't even really like this question too much, to be honest, but I don't know. I think it's falling off. I think it's been falling off. Short form content, TikTok, all those things are taking over, and like nobody has the attention span to watch YouTube, and nobody wants to. And I feel like people are watching YouTube less, people are posting on YouTube less, and I feel like it's just like going down freaking hill, and I hate that, because YouTube is personally my favorite form of content consumption and my favorite kind of content to make. So I wish that I didn't think it was falling off, but I do. This is not my philosophy, but I wish it was. And I've said this in a video before, but it's you never remember the nights you get full of rest. I forgot that I said the thing about you never remember nights that you get full of rest. That's kind of good, but that's not my philosophy now. I feel like this question could be worded differently to make more sense, because I don't think that I have a philosophy. Like there's nothing that I live by or live my daily life based on. Maybe I should, I don't really know, but I feel like the word philosophy is so like heavy, and I don't think I have one, but maybe I'll say what I wish it was so that I can answer this question. I wish that I lived more in the sense of like nothing matters and we're all gonna die. And I did say that last year for an answer to a previous question. Take that with a grain of salt. I don't literally mean nothing matters, because obviously there are big things in your life that do matter, but at the same time, like if you're worrying about what so-and-so thinks about you or what they think about how you look, it's like they're gonna die and so are you, and at the end of the day they won't live to tell the tale, and neither will you, and nothing that anybody thinks about you right now will matter with them when we're all gone. So like, yes, things do matter, but at the same time they kind of don't. And I only say that because I just want to live my life more carefree. I feel like last year I had a good balance. There weren't any milestones that I wanted or needed to hit yet, because I'm still in college, so I'm finishing that. So I feel like I'm pretty content with how the year went, and I don't know that there's anything that I really set out to accomplish that I didn't. I'm shocked that I said nothing last year and that I was content, which is kind of interesting, because looking back, I don't know. I guess that was for 2021, so not 2022. I guess 2021 was a good year. I can't even remember at this point. It was so long ago. I don't know that there's any like specific goal that I wish I would have accomplished last year, because I am in such a transition period that like everything is so unknown and everything is so up in the air. But I guess I'll say something that I wish I would have accomplished last year was being more certain about life and having more clarity about what is to come, because like I said earlier, I have always struggled with what I'm doing with my life, and even though I know what my next steps are now, I don't know really what that holds. And I feel like 2022, like the theme was I don't know anything, I don't know what's going on, and I don't know what I want to do with my life. So I guess I kind of wish that I would have accomplished a sense of certainty, clarity, and just like a feeling of certainty. My family, I mean, still my family, they're always most important and will never not be. I am so caught up in not wanting to be in the position that I am in. I'm like wishing for the next step to come faster, and I want the next chapter to be here already, that I'm kind of letting these moments that I'm in right now go by, and I'm not really appreciating or enjoying it. And I was talking to Kenna on the podcast last night, and she was saying that one of her resolutions is to fall in love with the process, and by that she means just like the process of life and the process of going through the stages where you don't know what's coming and you don't necessarily want to be in that stage, but instead of wishing it away and wishing for the future to come faster, to like really embrace these moments and take it day by day and enjoy the present, because there are so many blessings that come in each stage of life. I'm sure that there will be things that I miss about now when I'm on to the next. So I guess the most important thing to me is just to focus on enjoying the present and enjoying the process of getting from point A to point B. Literally everything as a broad answer. Literally everything. That's so dramatic. I think maybe getting through the daily things matters differently now than a year ago, because at this point a year ago I had a routine, I had my schedule, I knew what I was doing, and there was a lot more structure. And right now, while I do have structure, I mean, I have a job and I am doing certain things, just finding that rhythm and finding the joys of the small things and finding just like myself in this new stage matters differently now than a year ago. What the heck I'm gonna do with my life. And just figuring out who the heck I freaking am. I'm having an identity crisis. It's not that serious, but it's, I don't know. I'm just, so yeah. Same thing, what I want to do with my life, where I'm going, what I'm doing, it's always been the same. I've always struggled with what I want to do with my life. If you know what you want to do with your life and you're like certain and you're like, yes, this is what I'm doing, I got it on lock, let a girl know how you figured that out, because I'm still struggling. I always have, and it like blows my mind to think that just one day a switch will turn and I'll know what I want to do. I just can't comprehend it. Kenna and Sam. Still Kenna, still Sam, and Madeline. Still my best friend Kenna. She is really good at giving advice. I always go to her when anything good, bad, sad, happy, whatever the situation may be. She's like the #1 person that I go to. Sam, my brother, again, and also my mom. Me and my mom have gotten closer in the last year, I would say, and she knows a lot more about me, and I've like gotten to the age where I'm getting older and I'm telling her more about like my personal life, and I go to her for advice too. And it's just nice to have somebody who's older and maybe more wise to give advice. This is really sad, but I fear a little bit that I won't have friends. I don't know, starting new chapters, and I know I'm gonna most likely be moving to a new place, and I fear that I will not have any good friends. That is so sad. I did not expect that to be my answer from last year. Oh my gosh. Wow, sad girl hours. Jeez, I don't like that at all. Yeah, wow, okay. My fear now for a year from now, I don't know. Again, back on the theme of it's so hard for me to picture where I will be in a year and like what my life will look like. But I guess a fear that I have is that I won't be content or like happy in the stage that I'm in. And I think that's normal as somebody who's going through a transition period and somebody who's growing into adulthood. And I hope that that fear doesn't come true, but that's definitely probably my fear. This time I would say yes. I think just it's a natural thing as you get older, and I feel like going through a breakup made me more confident now than I was before. That's a hot take. I could explain like yes and no and blah 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 blah, but I'll spare you and I'll spare myself, and I'm just gonna say no. Yeah, I'm just gonna say no. Really, the only person that's there for you at the end of the day, and the only person you can truly count on is yourself. And that's just a fact, because people come and go and you'll always be there for you. I will keep it simple and just say that everything can change so fast, and there's so many unknowns in life, and I don't want to say be prepared for everything to change in the blink of an eye, but like everything can change in the blink of an eye, and that is the freaking truth. Be a bad for 2021, I mean 2021, what am I talking about? For 2023, I am 2 years behind, get it together. For 2023, I think my biggest goal is to just be content and be at peace and like just grow. I don't know, I feel like I'm entering an era of growth, era of contentness, era of I'm in my peace girl era. Like, I know that sounds weird, but I just feel like that's coming, and I hope that that's coming, and I just want to be happy and content with where I am at each stage and just feel good about the decisions I'm making, who I am. Yeah, 2023, I'm ready for you. I hope that we grow. I hope that we're content, and I guess that is all. Am I supposed to do an outro for these videos? I don't know. Thanks for watching. I will see y'all in 2024 for next year's episode. This was super weird doing this without Kenna sitting next to me, and I feel like I kind of messed up a few answers or just like the process, but here we are.